All right, welcome to the Tuesday show. I'm UltraDavid.
And I'm James Chen. How's everybody going?
So it's been a couple of weeks, which means that we have a bunch of stuff to catch up on.
Yeah, that's
This
right.
is going to be,
Yeah.
there's going to be a lot of little stuff in there, as well as some big news. We'll be covering these topics as well as others.
They're showing up as you, literally as you point.
Got it. All right,
So,
all right.
Yeah.
You can see what they are. Again, we'll be talking about a bunch of other stuff as well. But let's start off with a considerably less happy topic.
Yeah, for sure. Look, I mean, I don't want to air out other people's business or whatever like
well,
that.
it happened. So.
But it's something that we should probably talk about. But when was it? It was 2 nights ago, right? It was Sunday night, I believe it was.
Sounds right.
Basically, NuckleDu, I guess, had tweeted out a very cryptic and very scary tweet.
Yeah.
That was pretty, I guess, final. It was a very final tweet, and as soon as I saw that, I was like, okay, we need to this is a concerning situation, right? Because a lot of people were telling me oh, this is just a joke, whatever. He's just a teenager, whatever. He's just a kid, so whatever. And it's like you can't necessarily take that kind of thing for granted.
No.
You know what I mean? I basically I said I'd rather be paranoid and be wrong
Agreed.
than to not try to do anything. And so Team Liquid, his sponsor, did get into contact with him. They did manage to find him. And they talked to him, and I think they offered to fly him and his dog out to California and hang out and just make sure that he's okay. I don't know if he's taken up that offer, but he did tweet the next morning that he seriously was in a very depressed state.
Yeah.
He had definitely contemplated taking his own life basically, and yeah, it's just something that, I want to talk about because I know depression is a topic that, both of us are very serious about. So, I don't know, is there anything you wanted to say about that?
Well, first off, obviously, everybody's happy that Du's okay.
Yeah.
In his little twit longer, he talked about how he's viewing this as a second chance now, which I hope is accurate, but, depression can definitely swing. I hope that he doesn't just view it as a second chance, but also, takes active steps to try to address the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that, look, I've never had suicidal thoughts. That's not my situation, but I definitely have episodes of depression for a long time.
Right, same here, both of us.
Yeah, it's runs in my family, to be honest, and I got it. So it's like a long-term concern, and like I said, it doesn't show up as depression for me. It's much more about strong apathy. Complete. It's a lack of anything.
Right.
Lack of anything. So I don't know the position that he's in, but I'm happy that he's okay, and I hope that this is one of those situations that could help bring it into the public focus in a way that can be helpful for other people who are feeling that.
Right.
Or maybe that's not their situation. Maybe they're not suicidal, but maybe they have some other, depression manifests itself in them in some different way. And maybe this can be a sort of a wake-up call to people to try to get that stuff addressed.
Yeah. I mean, I've talked about this a lot of times. It's, depression, the hardest part about depression, in all honesty, for me, is that there's a stigma associated with it. A lot of the times that you talk to people who do not suffer from this problem, a lot of them are just like, oh man, come on, dude, how many people have it worse than you? Or why can't you just feel happier? You know what I mean? It's not like that. It's,
it's definitely not.
Right. And the way I've always described it is that, every part of your body can be broken and misfunction, and there's no reason why the brain can't do it either, basically.
Yeah, look, we're just all bags of meat. That's what it is. And my muscle can have some issue with it just as well as the brains up here can. It's just some goop. All right, it can be screwed up.
Dude, I've always said that, to me, kind of one of the things that keeps me in perspective of the world is I'm surprised that humans function as well as they do. Yeah. Seriously, I feel like there's so many things that can go wrong with the body, right? That just all sorts of problems can happen. Like you said, I mean, I'm glad NuckleDu's okay. When I saw his to it longer. Like, I mean, like, I don't know, I can't even explain it. Like, in my home, like, I saw it on my phone, and I just, like, sat down on my bed, and I actually, like, lost a little bit of, like, blood almost. It felt like something was rushing to my head. I was just, like, super glad. The one thing that he did mention was that he was like, I didn't realize people cared about me this much outside of just playing fighting games, just being a good person at fighting games.
Right.
And like you said, I hope that he does take that to heart. I hope he does understand that everybody in this community, we're just whatever, but we're family. And that there are people in the community that do care for you. So, you know, if you are in the fighting game community and you do have issues, you know, of depression and stuff like that, there are lots of people to reach out to. Now, there are going to be a lot of wrong people to reach out to you who are going to be like, what's wrong with you? Why can't you just be happy? You know, your life is so fine compared to so many. Think of the people in blah, 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 you know. But if you do find the right people who do understand that depression is a disease and depression is a problem, there are those people who understand, and you can reach out to those people.
It's always seemed like such an absurd position to me to just say, "Oh, you should feel happier." It's like telling somebody who just had a serious ankle sprain. Yeah. They can't walk, but you're like, walk it off. Just get up and walk. Yeah. It's fine. You can. Come on. I do it all the time. That's what it's like. So, anyway, anhedonia is indeed the word for it.
Interesting. Okay.
Anyway, yeah, it's important to view it as something that you can address.
Yeah.
It's a medical issue that can be addressed. I know a lot of people in video games who have had it, and I don't know if we like self-select for that. I always wonder, like, people who play video games, like, have we like self-selected into this?
I mean, it's like,
does depression, is there some link? I don't know.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised because video gaming is a very solo kind of thing. It's easy to engulf yourself into like an external world. You know what I mean?
So I don't know. But in any case, there are lots of people, and you know, if you turn to somebody, they might have a better idea of what you're talking about than you expect. Because as will do. When you just see him walking around, you would have no idea that he's feeling bad. And that's how it manifests in a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So, you know, turn to somebody for help, or you know, sort of think about it as something that you can solve. Mm-hmm. It's not insoluble.
And someone did mention in chat that they saw NuckleDu like a week right before this whole thing happened, and they said he looked fine. Oftentimes, that is going to be the case.
Yeah.
You know, most people who suffer from depression are really hard to tell. They're not the ones that are sitting there moping around in the corner all day. You know what I mean? The one key thing about depression is you feel bad putting it on other people, so you spend most of the time trying to be as happy as possible and, you know, like seeming all chipper and everything like that, right? So, again, you know, understand that it can happen to anyone. It's definitely a lot of the times the people that you don't expect. And, you know, look, we're not psychiatrists. We can't solve anybody's problems or anything like that. But you know what? I mean, dude, if you have problems, I mean, feel free to tweet me or something. Just to have a voice. Just know that there is somebody out there, you know. And if there's literally no one you can think of, message me. You know what I mean? Talk to me. Yeah. I you know, like I said, I can't do anything. I'm not certified or whatever like that, but just so you have someone to talk to. You know, if you're FGC, you're family. That's just the way it works. So yeah. But obviously there's also a lot of great resources out there. I probably should have gathered a bunch of them, you know, like depression hotlines and things like that. In fact, someone even tweeted to me after the whole NuckleDu thing, like even situations for like, I think they just released the first hotline for like depression geared towards, you know, trans people in the community and stuff like that. So, you know, there's a lot of resources out there. So definitely try to take advantage of that if you can. So.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to giving Du a big old hug next time he goes to something.
I know, right?
That'll be cool. I hope it's soon.
Yeah. And I really do hope that, you know, he does see the FGC as more than just a bunch of people who like the same hobby and are just acquaintances. I hope he really does see it as kind of a family kind of thing. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess that's about enough on that topic.
Yeah. I will send you pictures of my cat. That is probably pretty accurate.
Hey man, having an animal around is really helpful.
Well,
I mean, as evidenced by the story.
Yeah, exactly. Like someone said it in the chat, and it's 100% true that the dog is like the MVP.
Oh yeah,
it's like the real MVP.
Yeah,
of this
animals can sense it. There's some issue. They're pretty good at that.
Yeah. Animals.
Shout outs to dogs and cats.
Yeah,
and cats.
Absolutely.
But dogs.
Anyway. Dogs more so. Dogs more so, I think.
Anyway, all right. Well, let's move on to other stuff.